Hell yeah. Time for Chapter 3, How to Get Around Without Looking Like an Idiot. Grab your backpack, ditch your pride, and let's figure out how to survive Milan's transport system like a pro, or at least fake it better than the guy blocking the tram door with his suitcase. Chapter 3, How to Get Around Without Looking Like an Idiot, alright? Listen up. Milan isn't one of those tiny walk-everywhere in flip-flops European towns. This is a real city, loud, fast, and efficient. You can't just wander blindly from monument to monument, clutching Google Maps like a lost puppy. If you do, you'll spend half your trip stuck in the wrong metro tunnel, wondering why everyone around you looks like they know what they're doing. But don't sweat it. Milan's transport system actually works. Yeah, I said it. Works better than most cities I've been to. The metro runs on time, the trams look like they came out of a retro postcard. And taxes aren't the mafia-level scams you get in some other countries. No names mentioned, but you know who you are. So here is how to move around Milan without being that tourist. The one who blocks escalators, buys the wrong ticket, and spends 30 euros on a 5-minute cab ride. Step 1. Know your airports. Rookie before we even talk about trams and trains. Let's get your arrival right, because Milan has 3 airports, and if you don't know which one you're flying into, you're already screwed. Malpensa Airport, MXP, the big international hub, about 50 kilometers northwest of the city. It's fancy but far. The good news? There's the Malpensa Express train that runs every 20 to 30 minutes straight into Milan Central or Cadorna station. Costs about 13 euros, takes 50 minutes and saves you from getting mugged by a taxi fare. Linate Airport, Lin, small, close, convenient, only 8 kilometers from the city center. It's mostly for European or domestic flights, but if you're flying here, you win the lottery. A taxi or bus ride will get you to Central in under 20 minutes. Orio al Serio, BGY, aka Bergamo Airport, that's the low-cost one. If your flight costs less than your airport sandwich, this is where you're landing. It's about 50 kilometers away, but there's a shuttle bus to Central that takes about an hour and costs around 10 euros. Pro tip: don't take a taxi from Malpensa or Bergamo, unless you enjoy watching your wallet spontaneously combust. The metro, Milan's lifeline. Milan's metro system is one of the best in Europe. 4 main lines, with a 5th expanding, clean, color-coded, and frequent enough that you'll wonder how they manage it. The locals actually use it, which tells you everything you need to know. The lines: M1, Red Line, Duomo, San Babila, Porta Venezia, the tourist trail, basically. M2, Green Line, connects Cadorna to Navigli and Central. M3, Yellow Line, handy for Duomo to Central, fast and direct. M5, Purple Line, more modern, hits up San Siro, the football stadium. Tickets? Cheap. A standard single-ride ticket costs around 2 euros and 20 cents and lasts 90 minutes across the metro, trams, and buses. You can buy them at metro stations, newsstands, or even via the ATM Milano app. And yes, ITM here means Azienda Trasporti Milanesi, not cash machine. Stop trying to get money out of it. The gates are contactless, so you can also just tap your credit card at the entry and exit. No ticket needed. Welcome to the future, my friend. Pro tip: don't buy day passes unless you plan to ride non-stop. Otherwise, single tickets or 3-day passes, around 12 euros, are a better deal. Trams, old, gold, and Instagrammable as hell. If the metro is the efficient backbone of Milan, the trams are its charming face. Some of these beauties date back to the 1920s. Wooden interiors, brass details, the whole vintage vibe. They're slow, noisy, and absolutely worth it. They're also practical. Trams go where the metro doesn't, and they're perfect for short city hops. Top routes to know. Tram 1, great scenic route, takes you past the Duomo, La Scala, and Sforza Castle. Tram 10 and 33, hit Porta Garibaldi and Isala, cool modern districts. Tram 9, loops around Porta Romana and Navigli, good for bar hopping nights. You can use the same metro ticket on trams. Just remember to validate it by sticking it in the little yellow machine on board. If you forget and a ticket inspector catches you, congrats, you just donated 40 euros plus to the Milan city budget. Buses, meh, but they'll do. Buses in Milan are fine. Not the most scenic, but they get the job done. They're punctual, clean, and reach those awkward spots the trams skip. The same tickets apply, thank God. The only catch? During rush hour, you'll feel like a sardine in designer packaging. Late-night buses, after the metro closes around midnight, are your saving grace after a Navigli bar crawl. Just check the route before you drink your body weight in Negronis. Walking, because you need to burn off all that risotto. Milan center is walkable, especially around the Duomo, Brera, and Navigli. The streets are relatively flat, the sidewalks are wide, and there is a solid chance you will stumble into some gorgeous courtyard or boutique you didn't know existed. Just watch for trams. They move quietly, and getting flattened by one because you were staring at your phone is not the kind of travel story you want. Also, if you're walking at night, you're fine. Milan's pretty safe compared to other big cities. Just use normal city sense. Don't flash your camera in dark alleys and maybe avoid chatting up random guys selling bracelets. Taxis and ride shares. For when you're lazy or lost, taxis in Milan are not cheap, but they're not evil either. Official ones are white, have a meter, and you can't just hail them from the street like in New York. You need to find a taxi stand. They're everywhere downtown. Or call, book one through an app like Free Now, It Taxi, or App Taxi. Starting fare, around €3.50, and it jumps to €7 if it's night or Sunday. A ride across central Milan usually costs €10 to $15. Not terrible if you're splitting. Uber also exists here, but only Uber Black, which means you'll get a fancy car and an even fancier bill. Great if you want to feel like a CEO for 5 minutes. Bikes and scooters, the hipster way. If you're feeling athletic or just too impatient for public transport, Milan has a solid bike and e-scooter network. You'll see Bike Me stations all over. That's the official city bike sharing service. You can rent a normal or electric bike via their app. There are also electric scooters from Lime, Bird, and Helbiz, easy to grab, slightly terrifying in traffic. Milan's got more bike lanes now, especially near Porta Nuova and Navigli. But remember, Italian drivers are passionate. Helmet recommended. Trains, the gateway to everything else, the main station. Milano Centrale is a beast, one of the most beautiful train stations in Europe. It's massive, dramatic, and confusing as hell the first time. From here you can reach Lake Como is under an hour, Turin is about 50 minutes. Florence is under 2 hours, and even Venice is less than 3 hours. The Italian high-speed train network, Trenitalia or Italo, is reliable and fast, which is more than I can say for most of Europe's railways. If you've got an extra day, a side trip to Como is a no-brainer. Tourist passes, worth it or a scam? ULLC ads everywhere for the Yes Milano City Pass. Includes unlimited transport plus discounts or entry for attractions like the Duomo, museums, and tours. Is it worth it? Only if you're doing a sightseeing marathon. If you're more of a wanderer who spends hours in cafes pretending to journal, skip it. A couple of metro tickets a day is cheaper. Vlogger wisdom. Don't overcomplicate it. Here's the deal. Milan's transport system is designed to make your life easy. You don't need a car. You don't need a guide. You just need to act like you belong. Get a map, learn the metro colors, and stop asking strangers, is this the train to the Duomo? Every 5 minutes. You'll save time, look confident, and maybe even pass for a local until you open your mouth and butcher grazie. So yeah, Milan's a machine. A stylish, caffeinated machine. And once you learn to move with it, you'll see why it's one of the most enjoyable cities in Europe to explore. Next up gives Chapter 4, when to go and when to run for your life.